When I saw the Cup in 2021, I really wanted to come back.
And we wait until the last minute in order to get the latest of the latest, and we hope we're right.
2007, we had a budget of 60 million before even the Cup started, and basically we lost everything.
You need a big, short team there. It's complicated in terms of technology, but when you're sailing with the boat, it's amazing, that's for sure.
France has never reached the final of the Louis Vuitton Cup.
The biggest thing for us will be to understand and to use the boat 100%.
I think France has a chance.
That's the reason why in January next year we're going to move into a bit customized AC40.
To be in the semi-finals would be the start from where everything becomes possible.
Everything we're building with Stephan and Orient Racing Team is really also to create this pathway for the future.
Stephan, we haven't seen you in the America's Cup for a long time, and it's great to have you back in the Cup world. But the first and I guess most obvious question is why? Why are you back?
Because America's Cup is a passion, so you try to forget it, but it comes back. And basically when I saw the Cup in 2021, I really wanted to come back, even though I never thought to come back. So it was a big choice. I think France has a chance, and I felt it was the right moment to do so.
How does it feel? Because the last time you were involved in the Cup, they had keels and very heavy bulbs on the bottom. It was a very different world.
Yeah, absolutely. The boats are so different today, and that's another good reason to come back, because they are so exciting. It's a new generation of boat. I think the whole sailing changed since foiling came in 2012, and I think a sport which shows such a revolution, and it changed the people. You have a new generation of sailors as well, so I think it was a good thing, because when I was in the Cup in 2007, some people had 50 years and they were still sailing on the boat, and now we have a new generation of sailors, which is great. And also the Women's America's Cup, the Youth America's Cup, lots of things have changed, and I think it's, the challenge is even more exciting. 2007, we had a budget of 60 million before even the Cup started, and basically we lost everything with this deed of gift challenge. I think we tried to survive and wait for the Cup to come back with the World Sailing Team Association, in which we were very much involved. We had a TP52, but then the Cup was definitely armed, I would say, by this fight. And yes, the CAT was a good decision, and I think it was a good thing. We tried, but France was not ready, and I think the Cup was not ready to have these sponsored team, not privately funded. And we had to wait the turn, and finally in 2013 I decided to stop. I went back on shore to take care of my vineyard, and in 2021, when I saw all these changes, I said there might be a chance to do something.
And it's a big hill to climb, that's for sure. It's no secret that you're the last team in. How do you view that? Because you're up against other teams that have clearly been on this cycle for a lot longer.
Yeah, we are the last team, but as I said, France has a huge history. France has huge talents. We have a strong industry, so to find boat builders, sailors, and I think we have some strength, and I just hope to prove that on the water. So yes, it's a disadvantage. We will have to work harder, but there is no reason with so much talent that we can't achieve it.
And do you have a specific goal in mind? I mean, what will success look like for you?
But France has never reached the final of the Louis Vuitton Cup. So to be in the semi-finals would be the start from where everything becomes possible, and that would be the hardest hurdle. But obviously we are ambitious. We are clear that we are not here to play, to learn. We will have a good boat, we know that. And we have a team which is young, which has proven to be efficient. We will work hard, but I think, once you are in the semi-finals, everything can happen, and we want to play hard for sure.
Some people have said it's a very complicated and very expensive and time consuming cup to be in this zone, and you can sort of see their point. But on the other hand, I wonder whether actually the fact that there is an AC40 and SailGPs running alongside it has made it more accessible to teams like yourselves to come in.
Absolutely,
later on.
and I think, I mean, in soccer, you have Champions League and the World Cup. And that's the reason why soccer is also very popular. And I think what happens in SailGP is fantastic for the sport. And the new era in the America's Cup is the same thing. And yes, we need to be on the rail all the time. I mean, it's the new audience asks for action every month. You cannot build stars with people just sailing every 3 or 4 years. And having the AC40, the SailGP, the Women's America's Cup, the Youth America's Cup is a perfect combination. And that's one really of my reasons why I wanted to come back in sport, because I always had private projects with sponsors. And clearly, if you want to have sponsors, you have to have a regular sport with regular racing. And now sailing, not only it's more spectacular, not only you have new faces, but now you have the show every 2 weeks. And that's what we need.
How hard is it to play catch up when all your competitors have spent so much time in this environment already?
It's an excellent question. So, there's two solutions here. Either I hit myself every day, wondering how we're going to make it and, complaining, or we just say, okay, that's the name of the game. We got the boat, the sponsor in December last year, and I think we signed up on the 24th of December, and the 25th we ordered the AC40, and 6 months later we got the boat. Well, the boat was out of the shed, and we got it middle of August, and we've been sailing a few days, and I think 3 or 4 days so far. I think we've been sailing together for the last 2 years with the team, with SailGP, so, and we don't have ready to go sailing to develop anything.
Presumably, from what you've said, actually the thing that is the biggest hurdle, I guess, the biggest way you'll notice it the most is when it comes to the 75, because in this environment, at least you're in a one design environment. So you haven't got
that's the reason why in January next year we're going to move into a bit customized AC40. It will help us to understand all the system, everything. And we already have these kind of things on, manual system for flight control on SailGP. So we want to keep sailing there because we sail against the best people. The biggest thing for us will be to understand and to use the boat 100%. That's what I'm a bit nervous. I would guess that by November next year we'll use the boat very well, but I hope it will not be too late. So that's what, when we play, we say that we are playing catch up. That's where it is. We have to understand that boat.
Presumably the one design side of things makes it all the more possible to actually start that later anyway, I presume.
Well, on the one design, more you sail, more you understand the boat. So on the AC40 it's a bit more complicated. On the 75 it's a bit different. I think it's a technology course, racing, and the fastest boat always wins. And we wait until the last minute in order to get the latest of the latest, and we hope we're right on that side.
We're seeing in SailGP, or we have seen for some time in SailGP, that turning up with a bag full of Olympic medals and a long history in the America's Cup doesn't necessarily get you to the front of the fleet at all. And has that been a surprise to you? That there seems
No, it's just I think people are working a lot, like getting better and better, and some team had the chance to train more, I think Russell want to get the boat more even, a team more even. So he give opportunity for some team, like lately the German or the Spanish. And now the Spanish won an event, and they're going final for the second time. And I think now they are at the level, and Russell will push another team to go up to make sure there is a big show, and that's great. I think this is what we need.
But there are some teams, I mean, the American team, for example, I mean, Jimmy Spithill has had a dreadful time in the last year.
It's more
really,
complicated.
really struggled. And I think people are surprised that people of his caliber are finding it that hard.
Well, you have, more you sail, better you are. And one thing that it's not gambling, but what I'm betting on is that sailing on both projects with the same team will give us the ability to work on a process and reduce the talk on the boat. Just we understand each other very well now. We just changed our flight controller, and it's the same flight controller on both, SailGP and the America's Cup. And I think by sailing full time together and working full time together, it will give us an edge at the end.
Where do you think the AC40 sits within your experience? Would you say it's an extraordinary boat, or is it sort of what you expected? Where does it?
It's AC40 is an amazing boat, that's for sure. We're surprised after 2 days, just launching the boat. We were sailing around the mark with no problem. We need a very easy boat. Not today with light air. Okay, to start the boat is a bit complicated, but as soon as the wind is there, it's an amazing boat. I think it's quite interesting if there is owner class type of sailing in the future. You need a big short team there. It's complicated in terms of technology, but when you're sailing with the boat, it's amazing. That's for sure.
Do you think we're about to see one of the most competitive America's Cups as a result of this cycle with the AC40 and the sort of convenient convergence of SailGP as well?
I think sailing, I agree. And some teams have decided to, just concentrate on their own program with two boats and concentrate like that. For us, we don't have that luxury. So for sure, sailing a high level against the other is the way to go. And for us, we put the two programs on the same level. It's important for us to use that to develop our skill for the 75 and give a really good platform for the Women's Cup and the Youth America's Cup too, because that's everything we're building with Stephan and Orient Racing Team is really also to create this pathway for the future.